Tales from the Jails, folks, with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe. It's down there, the link. And there's another link too to my book. Hey, you can get that on Amazon. How about that? All right. Listen, tonight, if you go on to the James English channel, you'll be able to see an interview I did with James English. It's Anything Goes, his channel is called. And it should be on from 5 o'clock this evening. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about police and prison officers in prison when they're sentenced to terms of imprisonment. I specifically knew one particular police officer at Wormwood Scrubs who was on the segregation unit. I mentioned him yesterday. Commander Kenneth Drury, the former head of the flying squad from Scotland Yard. And he was serving, I think it was about 6 years, and he was in for corruption. And you wonder what happens to the police when they get in prison. They get mistreated, not only by the inmates, but also by the staff. At the Scrubs, the trick was they'd get a black marker pen, and for breakfast they very frequently had hard-boiled eggs, and what the staff used to do was to write on the eggs the nature of the offence of the inmates who were coming down for their breakfast to collect the hard-boiled eggs for breakfast with the toast and what have you. And for Commander Drury they wrote bent cop. So when he came down for his breakfast, if he wanted to take one of the hard-boiled eggs, he had to pick the one that had got the nature of his crime on, which was bent policeman, bent cop. I mean, this is sadistic, don't you think? I thought it was sadistic. I cannot say nothing. I mean, I wasn't permanent staff on the segregation unit. I was just there, making up the numbers, At the Scrubs, I was in charge of the ward as a hospital officer. I'd retrained as a hospital officer. And onto the hospital ward came a former nursing officer from another prison, and he'd been sentenced to something like 3 years for physically abusing the inmates. Now, we had to be kept separate, and he was in for psychiatric assessment. But the strange thing with this guy was, it was almost as if he was in denial, as if he couldn't quite accept the fact that he was no longer the officer in charge. He was, in fact, the prisoner. I had to have a word with him. He started getting a little bit too close, a little bit too friendly. I said, listen, I understand that, it was only 6 months ago, a year ago, that you were in my position, but you're not now. And you've got to put yourself into my position where I am now and realise that your approach to me is completely inappropriate. You've now got to assume your new role as prisoner and make the very, very best out of it that you can. I said, well, you won't be staying at Strangeways. He wouldn't be staying at Strangeways. I said, you're going to be evaluated by the psychiatrist and then allocated. I said, so you're very likely to go to an open prison. I said, and just tell them that you were a nurse. Don't tell them where you were a nurse. Keep it quiet. Otherwise, you're going to get a shank in the back of your head. Or the favourite trick was really to just cut the faces up. Or to give them some boiling water mixed with sugar and stuff like that. I didn't really see any police or ex-prison officers who managed to integrate themselves into the system. That, as soon as the inmates found out that they were ex-police or ex-prison service, then they were definitely going to get the treatment. And the treatment, as I say, usually consisted of getting knifed in the face or stabbed in the back, or having boiling water with sugar thrown all over you, which stuck to your face and burnt your skin, and generally made quite a bit of a mess. All the ones I saw who had been very badly burnt, they were seriously injured. So anyway, this evening at 5 p.m. today on the James English channel, he's going live with the interview I did with him just about 3 weeks ago, and that should be interesting. His channel is called Anything Goes, and it's on YouTube with James English, and I did that interview about 3 weeks ago. I haven't seen the edit. It'll be new to me like it's going to be new to you, but do have a look, yeah? And so basically, my experience of prison officers and policemen in the prisons, they usually get some kind of treatment, and what happens is, realising that this is going to come out, they apply for Rule 43. Rule 43 allows them to be excluded from general population of the prison, so they wouldn't be walking up and down the landings. They'd be in a secure unit, usually in a locked cellular accommodation, along with other people who are fearful of retribution from fellow inmates, people like sex offenders and child molesters and murderers of women, etc. So it's not going to be a very pleasant experience for ex-prison officers or ex-police. Mind you, there's so many of them now. I mean, one prison alone, 38 inmates. 38 prison officers are now inmates. Oh, what's going on? The world's gone mad. This is Tales from the Jails. And I'm now going to read you a poem. I was going to sing to you, but I thought, no, it's not fair really, is it? Larry's been crying about it. He can't take it anymore. I can't take it no more. Larry, I can't take it no more. Look at that jumper. It's all manky, innit? Yeah. I'm turning into a grotty old man. This is a famous poem by a man called Richard Lovelace, and it contains lines that I'm very certain that you will recognise. And when I pronounce the word I'm going to use a different pronunciation, because this was written in the 17th century by Richard Lovelace. They don't pronounce I as I, they pronounce it as E, meaning an I. Otherwise it doesn't scan. Are you with me? This is by Richard Lovelace. It's To Althea from Prison. So it's very much in keeping with this channel, Tales from the Jails. To Althea from Prison. When love, as unconfined wings, hovers within my gates, and my divine Althea brings to my whisper at the gates, when I lie tangled in her hair and fettered to her the birds that wanton in the air know no such liberty. When flowing cups run swiftly round, with no allaying Thames, our careless heads with roses crowned, our hearts with loyal flames. When thirsty grief in wine we steep, when healths and draughts go free, fishes that tipple in the deep know no such liberty. When linnet-like confined I with shriller throat shall sing the sweetness, mercy, majesty, and glories of my King, when I shall voice aloud how good, how great should be enchanted winds that curl the flood, know no such liberty. Stone walls do not a prison make, nor iron bars a cage. Minds innocent and quiet take that for an hermitage. And if I have freedom in my love, and in my soul am free, angels alone that soar above enjoy such liberty. To Althea from Prison by Richard Lovelace from the 17th century. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed today's Tales from the Jails. Do like and subscribe and send me a few comments. Apart from the fact that I need to wash my jumper, thank you very much.